I had someone reach out to me to ask me to take a look at the product for them. There are these plantar fasciitis brace sock, a sleeve, I guess we'd call them. What do they call them? They call them an copper ankle brace. So they got a couple pairs in here, it looks like. They got 4. So there are these sleeves that you put over your foot. I'll throw them on real quick here, and we'll talk about how they feel. They have a few different sizes. I think small, medium, large, and they just go off of shoe size. I had to give them my shoe size, and then they sent these ones for me. It turned out that I was a medium. And then, so ideally, you'd wear them all through the night. And they're supposed to help with any kind of foot pain that you might have. Just taking some tension off of the Achilles tendon, I'm assuming. That's typically why we start getting the plantar fasciitis type pain, is just tension through the calf and then into the Achilles and then into the bottom of the foot. Most of the time when we have people that say they have plantar fasciitis, usually it's not actually true plantar fasciitis. So anyways, let's take a look and see how these guys fit. I don't know which way is the heel or not heel. It looks like maybe this is the heel way. So they got some striping on the heel to help kind of indicate the way that the brace is supposed to go on. I actually feel pretty comfortable to start with. Let's try this guy here. So let's talk a little bit about plantar fasciitis pain. That plantar fascia connects to your heel bone via your periosteum. It's just a thick saran wrap layer that kind of wraps around each of our bones. So that plantar fascia connects to the periosteum on the heel bone, and then our Achilles tendon attaches to the periosteum on the back of the heel bone. So it's the same periosteum piece. And then that Achilles tendon turns into your calf muscle. So most of the time when people have pain in the bottom of their foot, it's because they have tight calves and they need to stretch them out. And then it puts a lot of tension through the tendon, pulls on that periosteum, pulls on the plantar fascia, and then you get pain in your foot. Then you get up and you start walking around, that pain settles down, doesn't hurt so bad because we've stretched the calves out. And that's really what we're doing most of the time. Sometimes, like with true plantar fasciitis, it's inflammation of the plantar fascia, and there's different causes for that. We're still trying to unload that plantar fascia. My initial impressions with these braces, I can feel that they're trying to pull me into a bit of plantar flexion or pulling that foot down, which is going to take some tension off of the Achilles tendon and off of the calf. So in that way, it's going to reduce the pull onto that periosteum and that plantar fascia. Ideally, taking some. Personally, I do have some pain in the bottom of my foot when I wake up in the morning. I don't know why. It's always been an issue for me. I've got some big calf muscles. I don't work them out. I am on my feet a lot, and so that probably contributes to it. All right, so I've worn these plantar fasciitis sleeves or braces for almost a week now, and I feel like I've got a pretty good idea of how they work and how effective they are or aren't. So I just wanted to share a few notes that I made and let you know what my thoughts are on them. So let's see, I'm not going to be able to do this off the top of my head, so I'm going to read some things here. Let's go through the pros first. They are quite comfortable. Once I got them on, using them throughout the day, I didn't really notice that
I had them on. I was able to get through the day and get home, and then I remembered that they were on my feet, took them off. I hate wearing anything at home, so they came off with my socks and shoes and everything else. Well, maybe not everything else. Anyways, they look really good, actually. I like the design of them and the look of it. When I'm wearing my work clothes, this is my work clothes, polo shirt and khaki shorts. You can't even tell that they're, well, I would say that it looks like a business sock, if anything. So it looks kind of dressy. Then I went and I put my gym clothes on when I went to the gym and wore them at the gym, and it looked like I was wearing an ankle brace, an ankle sleeve, and I thought it looked kind of sporty, athletic. So it fits for any occasion. What else do I put down here? I like the design, how they have like the different patterns on the different areas. They even correlate with a little bit more cushion or a little bit less, from what I can tell as I kind of felt them. It tells you on the front of the sleeve, Plantarelief, and so that goes to the front. And then you can see there's a little bit of a swoop on the sides, kind of pointing towards the heel of the sleeve. So once you put it on and you look at it, it kind of makes sense that that's how it's supposed to go on. They're also comfortable to sleep in. That was the main thing I was told by my contact, was that they're for sleeping in, especially. They were really comfortable to sleep in. I didn't notice that they were on my feet at all. I woke up in the morning and stood up and was like, oh yeah, and then I could kind of tell that they were there because I didn't feel the carpet the same. So that was pretty good. On that same note, personally, I have an issue of having tight calves. Sometimes I'll get cramps in the middle of the night, like Charlie horses kind of thing. I didn't have as much of those. They didn't feel as tight when I was laying in bed. They didn't feel as tight when I got up out of bed in the morning or in the middle of the night to use the bathroom. So definitely, I think that they did their job. Maybe not perfectly, but they did help a lot. I tried wearing just one on my right leg, which is usually more crampy. I get stuff on the left legs come on too sometimes, but definitely more on the right. And definitely on the right side, I noticed less cramping, less aching, less tightness. Then I wore them on both feet, and I felt the same kind of relief after a night or two. Just a night or two, actually. It didn't take several nights, but just a night or two on the left side as well. Less tightness, less kind of crampy feeling, and even less crampy feeling in the day as well. So they do feel kind of tight and sore throughout the day when I'm not wearing these guys, enough so that I kind of feel like I want to wear them some more. So let's see what else. So let's talk about some of the things I didn't like. Some of the things that I didn't like, mostly the seam. It's kind of got a thick seam, and where that seam laps over the other end of the seam, so kind of up here, there's a bit of a knot. And when that would go on my foot, it would kind of be on the side, on the inside of my right foot, so it didn't bother me a lot. But it would be on the outside of my left foot, and so kind of right underneath the fifth metatarsal, and I could feel it rubbing. It felt like I had a little rock in my shoe, and I just can't stand that. So that really bothered me a lot, making it kind of hard to wear them on my left leg in the day, which lucky for me, I have more issues on the right, so it wasn't too big a deal. I tried wearing them on the left, and sometimes I could do it and not be bothered by it. Sometimes I had to just take it off right away. The other thing with that seam, so if I went from barefoot, or not barefoot, but like socked feet, to putting my shoes on, sometimes I'll kind of like just shove my foot in my shoe really quick. A few times it would like kind of bunch up on my foot, and then that seam would be a lot more prominent, even on the right side. So I really didn't like that. I know that's just a tiny little thing, but that was probably the biggest issue that I saw with it. So really not a big deal there. Let's see. Well, that was the other thing. Not every day, but sometimes what would happen is I, if I wore it for a long time, either overnight or usually throughout the day, mostly throughout the day, when I would take it off and then walk, I felt more pain on the outside of my leg, both sides, if I was wearing it on both sides. Um, and I don't usually have that pain there. It felt like some tightness, a bit of pain, not a lot, but it was uncomfortable. And what I think was happening there was it was taking some of the pressure off the calf, taking a little bit of tension off that, but it wasn't relieving the tension that was on the peroneals, so the muscles on the side of the leg. So then I felt that a little bit more than maybe I do otherwise because my calf is usually tighter. Um, so again, definitely did its job. It gave me plantar relief. It gave me relief of tension in the calf. If you could make some way of relieving that tension in the peroneals as well, that would be way better. But really, all in all, I really like this thing. I'm probably going to keep using the ones that I've got. I got 4 from my contact, and um, I've been actually really happy and really surprised with how well this works. The other thing that I'd say, just like I tell anybody with when they use any bracing of any kind, knee sleeves, wrist braces, is to maybe sometime eventually wean off of them. That can be a tricky process sometimes. Sometimes it's just a matter of using it less as things hopefully feel better, or putting them on only when you're going to be more active. Maybe just wearing it at night only instead of during the day. I don't really know what that looks like. That'll take a bit more experimenting and playing around. Um, but that's those Plantarelief sleeves that I got. Thank you. I really like them. I think they're a great product.